Okay, hey Brittany, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, man. We're just going with the flow over here in Quarantine City, USA. How about you? How you holding up in the quarantine?
A little stir crazy, but taking some time. It's good.
Yeah, that's good. So, would you had a virtual watch party? I heard
It
at your
was
house. How did
so
that go?
fun. It was so fun. My friends were loving it. They were loving it.
So, tell me what that's all about.
So I've never done an Instagram live before, but I literally positioned my iPad up to the TV so everybody could watch it with us.
No, that's really cool. And then was everybody what were people saying about the show?
Oh my God, they were loving it.
Yeah.
I got such a good response. I even streamed it live on my mom's Facebook so her friends could see it, and they were loving it.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then were you surprised? Like, I mean, I know that we had talked about this before. Hey, this thing's a for real TV show. This thing's going to be on a national network, like a big national network. It's going to be in 100 million households or more. And, did you believe it at first or,
I mean, it was one of those things because we filmed it quite a while ago. So it was one of those things. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But once I saw it all put together, oh my gosh, it looked so good. It
yeah,
looked so good.
yeah. I mean, I told you guys when we were making the show, I said, hey, this is kind of like making sausage. When you see it being made, it's not so good. Can you turn on the light for me, guys?
Oh,
Yeah, we
shoot.
forgot. We have a light. We just didn't turn it on. I was going, looks a little shadowy in here.
I
Oh,
even
there we
have
go. There
never
we go.
really
Now we
felt
got
it.
some light. Let there be light, said the blind man. So there we go. Thank you, guys.
Sorry.
So, anyways, yeah. So I was like, what are those shadows? Okay. But anyway, so yeah, we basically were putting this concept together, and thank goodness people like you came on board and said, hey, I'll give it a shot. But I don't know that if you really realized that it was really going to be on TV on a national network like CNBC, which is great. And two times you get two airings with commercials, everything. It's a regular, real show. Now you
Everything
believe it,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to believe it, huh? Initially, you came in and what were you thinking? Oh, yeah, maybe it'll be on, local cable or something like that. Is that what you were
No,
thinking?
I know that when you say something, you come correct. So I
Yeah.
had no doubt. It's crazy that it's all here now.
Yeah. So now here's the big question. Ready? Since now you know it's for real,
Yeah.
after the fact, you went through it. I'm going to ask you questions about your experience, what you're thinking, how you would give advice to other people, and that's what this is kind of all about.
Yeah.
Um, First thing, knowing that in hindsight, like I know you like sports and everything. Your Steelers didn't maybe make it or whatever, but I mean, I know you're a big Tom Brady fan. Just kidding. So there she goes. She just threw up in her mouth. Okay, so Monday morning quarterbacking. You know that term, right? Like after the game, you always say, "Oh yeah, I would have done this or that or whatever."
Yeah.
From your standpoint, you were there,
Mhm.
you experienced it, you were one of the first people to do that.
Mhm.
um, Now that you saw it on TV, is it more real to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so knowing that, then what were some of the challenges you had going in? Like, in other words, what was your biggest challenge during the show?
So for me, I mean, I've never done competition hair before. So I kind of just approached it as a transformation, not so much a
Sure.
competition. So I wish for sure I would have come in with more of a theme in mind for my client, for my model. Um,
We emphasized that to you guys, remember, very much so in our and when we talked in our meetings. I said, guys, and I know because it's so new, but
mhm,
that's the thing. When we talk about our pre-show, which we had the pre-show meetings, some
mhm,
people didn't show up. That's how crazy it was. They didn't even show up to the pre-show meetings. I said, guys, one of the things that I told about the scoring, I said, look, this is about technique. This
mhm,
is about doing the hair creatively, but it's
mhm,
also about, remember, I emphasize, emphasize, emphasize. We're going to take a before picture and then we're
mhm,
going to take an after picture, and it's what we capture. It
mhm.
doesn't even mean it's the reality of what they look like in person. You know that, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So now you understand. It's like the before, and then whatever we capture in the after. Because I said, if you guys aren't good at photo shoots, you might have an
Mhm.
amazing amount of work right here, but if it doesn't pick up on camera, your score is affected. Now do you understand? So tell the people how that worked
For
out.
sure.
What you feel.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit for the audience.
Um, like in what sense?
Well, in
Just
the sense of now that you know, With
Yeah, so
respect, what would you do
I
differently?
like Dennis said, I wish I would have made my color pop a little bit more. Like I did bring a client that would have a good, or a model that would have a good transformation just by great coverage, but I lost some of I didn't have a lot of depth in her color. It covered well, it looked beautiful, but on camera I needed a lot more reflect in there. Also, like I said, I wish I kind of would have gone more with a theme, but in that sense too, my model Katie, like she looked beautiful. She looked
Oh,
like a
she was.
wow.
I'll be
And
honest, and I said this to you in the show, and I've said it many times in other interviews. As far as transformations go,
mhm.
that was one of the best ones on the whole season. Yeah, it was absolutely.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, yeah. And then you
But no,
didn't
I wish I
even.
would have
And
it
then
up a
you came in
notch.
last place on your show, and you were leading in the beginning. What
Man,
happened?
and so
You know what I'm
wow.
saying? I know.
Yeah.
That's why the
No,
show's
but
so cool, because you never know who's
I
going to
wish I
win.
would have picked it up a couple notches for sure. And like I said, going forward, I would definitely do a lot more research on competitive hair as opposed to a transformation.
Right, exactly. Well, the
But
transformation is very important,
in the
but
same sense too, I do feel like what I did to Katie, my model, is pretty representative of my brand. So
yes, it
I
is.
am stoked about that because
Absolutely.
for me, my brand is Bombshell, and she looked
Oh,
beautiful. So
amazing.
I'm okay with it.
No, I know, and that's the thing. Even when you compete, if you don't win, it really is a great marketing opportunity for you as a hairdresser and a hairstylist. Where in life as a hairdresser are you going to get this opportunity to be on a national television show and then a national book?
I mean, it was definitely a once in a lifetime experience that I am so an opportunity that I'm so grateful for. So
Yeah.
thanks for choosing to be on there.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing I'm also curious is about what did you learn in general from the experience? Was there anything that you learned as a hairdresser from the experience?
Oh, I mean, for sure. It had been a really long time since I had done hair for a photo shoot, and my whole style completely collapsed on camera.
Yeah.
So definitely need to work on a little bit more of my dressing skills when
Hmm.
it comes to something of that caliber. Um, and just the time restraints too. Like I thought I had so much time, and all of a sudden I was like, oh crud.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is with your technique, when you're pulling on that curling iron, just dropping the curls out, I mean, that's probably something you've learned about on base, off base, and volume and things of that nature. Dennis had mentioned that in your scoring, I remember. And so, how did you feel about being criticized like that? How did you feel?
Um, I appreciated it because I respect both of them a lot.
Yeah,
They're very seasoned hairdressers, and any kind of direction that they want to give me, I'm super receptive to. Sometimes it does hurt a little bit to hear your work sucked a little.
right. It's hard. It's
But
hard.
I mean, also, what I did to Katie is represent. That's what I do behind the chair, and I
Yeah,
just needed to get out of that mindset. So if
yeah,
I were to have the opportunity again, I would go a whole different direction.
sure.
But that is what I do behind the chair every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So
Well, the thing is, I think honestly, is that if you look at where she started and where she ended up, it was amazing. And I think she felt gorgeous. I mean, I know it showed in her smile and her energy. And I mean, she was just like, wow, Brittany, you are amazing. I
like,
mean, in
I'm not
general.
gonna lie to you. I think she was a little bit scared to see herself at first because she's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see myself till it's all done, completely done. And I was like, are you sure? And I showed her, and she was almost kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well,
And
Alan was like, Alan Edwards was really funny because I mean, we know what he was saying. He
yeah,
goes, you need to get your Facebook, man, and take that picture, man. You just went from a normal mom to some little hot number on the street. I mean,
he was like, are you single? You know,
right, I
are you
know.
on the apps?
Yeah, well, you better get on those dating apps because right now is when you take that picture, right?
Yes,
'Cause- and
I
that's what you know
definitely.
what, and that's what we do for people.
Oh,
We do.
absolutely.
We make them feel good about themselves. We create opportunities for them as hairdressers. People don't realize what we do can be literally transformational, and that's what you really captured in the show. You showed what a hairdresser does. Bring in a person. Was she a mom or I don't remember. I remember she's super
No,
sweet.
no, she just
Just
she
had a
works
lot of
best with
gray going on, and she was a time for an update. And I mean, you took your skill set and what you do, and you just brought out her beauty with. And another thing is, you didn't have a makeup artist. How do you feel about that?
um like I said, if I were to do it again, I would go a different direction just theme wise. But I like doing makeup, and I like the makeup that I did on her.
That
So
was
it
great.
cut into my time a little bit, but I have to say, moving like in the beginning, that wasn't the original look that I had planned at all, and it wasn't aired. But when I was doing my interview, Alan Edwards shot my transformation idea down, so that plan totally got scrapped, which is perfect. Wing it. But yeah,
What was your? I forgot. I was there. I was doing the interview. But what was your original plan? I forgot what that was.
I wasn't gonna cut nearly as much hair off. I was gonna do just a little bit more, just kind of balayage. I was still gonna go in the reds because I think that looks really good, a
Yeah.
cooler red with her skin tone. But I wasn't gonna do nearly as much cutting or any of that.
Right. Right. Well, the thing is, I believe you won the first round, as a matter of
Sure
fact,
did.
because your technique was so amazing. You had by far the best technique.
Oh, thank you.
And then, what happened was, some magic happened in that photo shoot for, I believe Tina was, you were with Tina, right? Who won in your round?
Wendy.
Wendy. What? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and that was not that color on Wendy's model was not happening initially. Remember that? Remember the blue is very
Very
faded and
hollow.
everything?
Very hollow.
Yeah, and the cut was good, but we really couldn't see it till it was really styled. And then just some magic happened during the photo shoot. That's what happens in that photo
Mhm.
shoot. You had
Yeah.
it to win, and that's why I love the show so much. I mean, literally, you could be in the lead, kicking butt, and then next thing you know, in the last round, because it's worth the same amount as the first round, things
Mhm.
happen here, don't they? It was amazing,
Yeah.
and your model was great. Her pictures were great. It
Oh,
just
I love that.
that Wendy's model was so it just popped. You know what I'm saying? That the images we captured there just blew everybody else away, right? That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. But what do you feel about the judges' critique overall of you? Like, how do you feel they handled it? How do you feel that they presented themselves to you? Were you feeling comfortable? What did you feel about all that?
No, I definitely felt comfortable. Like I said, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Alan was pretty much at my side all day watching me, which is a
Yeah,
little intimidating because he
yeah,
is so seasoned.
yeah,
But it was great. It was great, and I respect both of them so much.
yeah. What would you say your overall experience was with the show?
I loved it. I
Yeah,
loved. Oh, I would recommend it to anybody, any hairstylist. Not only if they want to showcase their skills, but to grow because it's a big
yeah,
growing. You got to be out of your comfort zone.
yeah. And you also learned something about because we're going to have the book coming out, and that book is a 200-page book now. Yep. You have a
Wow.
section in it, and you could have had a lot bigger section in it, and most of the hairdressers could have had a lot bigger section if they would have simply remembered when you're doing work, always get a model release. You never know what will happen in the future. Correct?
No.
Did you get that now? Does that make
Oh,
sense
for
to you
sure.
now?
That's definitely something I need to write a little post-it and have it so I remember for sure.
Yeah, because if you get something amazing, even on a day-to-day basis, if you have that, you can use it for marketing yourself. Correct?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I know we have Instagram, and what we're doing is we're creating a link in the page or in the show to your Instagram. Yeah, because you didn't have a lot of work that we could use because we didn't have the model release forms. So
Mhm.
hopefully that's something you've learned out of doing the show.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. What are the plans? What do you have planned for the future? I mean, as far as I know, you've got your own independent business now,
I do.
and we're in a little bit of a situation where everything's slow.
So I
But
keep my shirt behind the chair.
yep, yep. What do you feel that has this helped you with any ideas for the future? This experience?
I mean, yeah, because I actually really like being on camera.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe explore. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure.
So are you more open now to doing like photo work with
Oh,
people
for
and
sure. Yeah.
putting your name out there as far as, hey, look at the amazing makeovers I can do, maybe more weddings, maybe more, stuff working with the newscast. I mean, you never know,
Oh,
right?
definitely. Yeah.
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 So that's opened up your possibilities by doing this.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay. So what's the number one advice now that you're an OG, you're one of the originals, right? You stepped up to the plate and it's wonderful. But now that you've been through this whole process, you saw the sausage being made, behind the scenes, and then you're really happy with your results. Obviously, you're really happy with your appearance on the show. Everybody's not one person has gone, oh, well, that really turned out cruddy. No, they're like, wow, this is
Great.
amazing. I'm so surprised. This thing is great. So that being said, now everybody wants to be on the show. You know that. because now they see it on TV or they're like, we've got a waiting list like crazy. So I'm going to pre-interview people now just to make sure they know what's going on here. But a lot of people I think that are really serious about competing on this television show would like advice from someone like you who's been through it. So can you give them some advice?
Absolutely. So, like I said, definitely have your theme locked down, and that includes the outfit, that includes the makeup, that includes everything. But also, as you do that, make sure it's staying true to your own brand, because this is really going to showcase who you are and what you represent in the work you do. So stay super true to your brand, no matter what that transformation or that theme looks like.
Would you recommend doing some practicing on like a doll head or doing makeup or working with that model with photos, maybe giving him directions, seeing how they shoot before you come on the show?
Definitely. When I looked for my model, I wanted to make sure it was someone who's going to have a good transformation. But I think that it would be a huge asset to have somebody who knows their angles on the camera, who knows how to do those looks, knows how to position their body, because it's a whole different learning experience. It's a whole learning curve. So definitely be selective about who your model is going to be.
Yeah, and maybe give him because I think sometimes what happens, it's like that deer in the headlights. They freeze and they're like, forget to smile, forget to move, their face tightens up and it doesn't translate to, one of the biggest scoring items. You only have 10 minutes in that photo shoot. So how would you go about that different, like prepping your model for the photo shoot? What are some of the things you might
Just
do?
maybe working with how I would want her facing, the angles, the sides, all that. But also an important thing with choosing a model that I saw some of the people I was working with, find a model who is very, very open to whatever it is that you're going to do. Because even like I said, I had to change my look on the whim. Thankfully, my model was like, I don't care, cut it all off, do whatever you need to do. So that's really important too.
Yeah, well, Alan's a cutter, you know,
Yes.
and so he wants to see hair on the ground, bottom line. Dennis is going to pretty much focus on the color, you know that. And then the photo, well, that doesn't lie. The
Yeah.
photo is not an opinion. The photo is, does your model have the energy? Are you able to direct that model? You know what I'm saying? Are you able to work with the hair? And a lot of people, when you over style the hair, you don't style it correctly initially. When you start messing with it, it can all fall apart, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think you experienced that a bit.
Well, because I originally was going to go sleek volume, and as I was doing it, Alan was like, switch it up. You need to do some curls. This isn't working. So
Yeah.
they were helping direct me as well, which I
Yeah.
appreciated.
And
But
the thing is that's a lot
that.
about experience and knowing how hair shoots when you're shooting it, and that takes like I say, a lot of experience. So hopefully, like in the next show, I always say in this particular shows, this episode, that people didn't really win; they just didn't lose. I hope in the next season it's where people really win, because now they can look at this and say, oh yeah, I need to get my doll hat out. I need to practice. I need to make sure I have my makeup art at some point. I need to know how this model shoots. I need to do some test runs here, because this is a big deal. This is your brand, like you say. The good thing about you is you did an amazing transformation, and I think that it's really going to help with your business in the long run, because I mean, you did the hair and the makeup, and the actual result was beautiful. Not necessarily a competition look, like you say, but the look was incredible. So, based on that, what do you see as far as are you excited about the book coming out?
I can't wait to see it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see the other episodes with some of my other friends that are hairstylists and what they did.
Yeah.
It's been really fun to see some of my friends on there too,
Yeah, it is. It is. And I mean, how are you dealing with the stress? I mean, did you feel stressed? A lot of people were like, it was like a blank. I didn't see anybody around me. I was just focused on the hair. I didn't really,
Yeah.
like a few people have said that they were just like, they didn't even know it was over. Like they
And
went
all of
through
a
it, they're like,
sudden you're packing up and you're like, whoa, how long was I out? Oh,
yeah,
well,
right, exactly. How
no,
did you feel? How was your
I
experience?
didn't feel overly stressed. I really didn't. I
Good.
felt like I had a great space just to work and do what I needed to do. And I didn't feel horribly stressed. But
And the judges being right there and the camera on you, it didn't bother you at all?
I mean, it's a different kind of experience, but it's good because I feel like it makes you want to work that much harder because
Okay.
they're on you.
Good attitude. Good attitude. I love it. So overall, how was your experience? What would you say overall?
I would probably say like an 11 out of 10. So
Really? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Lunch was good, right? We had a great lunch, I remember. Yeah.
It was a really fun day. It was a
Yeah,
very
it
fun
was.
day. So moving forward, anybody who gets this opportunity, take it. It's so much fun.
I love it. And you guys, if you want to catch any of these shows, yeah, I know a lot of people, they don't know how to use the DVR or whatever it may be. Look it, just go to www.hhdpchallenge.com and we can catch it on YouTube. And in fact, when you subscribe, we'll literally send you the episodes as they come up. And what we do is we air 1 month, we air the show twice on CNBC, then it goes to YouTube, right? And I know you know that. That's how you've been watching the shows, right, Brittany? Because you've been busy on Saturdays till now.
Yeah. So when I was working, I would DVR it, and then I have seen it. It's on YouTube, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So worldwide, now you're worldwide. You know that, right?
I
As
love
of
it.
the next episode, you're going to go on YouTube, which then that means everyone